Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have another juicy story for you. This is a psychological horror story. I call this story the Orchid House. So lock your doors and windows, close the blinds, dim the lights, sit back, relax, enjoy the story, and here we go. 1. The invitation. When Lydia received the letter, she hadn't spoken to her estranged sister Emily in nearly 10 years. The envelope was heavy and smelled faintly of pressed orchids. Inside, a single line: "Come home. I need to tell you everything." Their childhood home, a Victorian manor known in town as the Orchid House, had been passed down for generations. Their mother, before her mysterious death, used to say it breathed secrets. Lydia never understood what that meant until she returned. 2. A house that remembers. The manor hadn't changed. Ivy strangled the wrought iron fence. Wind whispered through broken shutters. Emily greeted Lydia with a hug that felt staged, like muscle memory without emotion. "You look older," Emily said. Like her, their mother. Inside, the house creaked inside like it resented their return. Old family portraits lined the halls, but Lydia noticed something unsettling. The eyes in each portrait seemed wrong, shifted, mismatched. "I've been fixing things," Emily said, leading Lydia upstairs, restoring what she tried to hide. 3. The locked room. There was one door Lydia had never been allowed to open as a child. At the end of the third-floor hallway, painted shut and sealed with nails. That night, she woke to the sound of humming her mother's lullaby coming from behind the door. Lydia stood, hand trembling on the doorknob, even though she knew it shouldn't open. But it did. Inside, the walls were lined with mirrors, each one slightly warped. In every reflection, Lydia saw not just herself, but variations of her. Smiling Lydia, bleeding Lydia, decaying Lydia. At the center of the room stood a pedestal with an orchid in full bloom, its petals dark red like dried blood. And beneath the floorboards, something moved. 4. Deception in bloom. Emily confessed the next morning. Mom wasn't just keeping secrets. She was feeding them. Lydia stared. She learned how to take pain, fear, betrayal, and bury them in the orchids. That's why they always bloomed, even in winter. The flowers fed off secrets. She made us lie to Dad about the bruises, lie to ourselves about the screams on the walls. We all buried something in this house, and now it's hungry again. 5. The blooming truth. That night, Lydia confronted Emily in the mirror room. The orchid had grown its tendrils wrapped around the mirror frames, pulsing slightly. Emily stepped forward. "You want the truth? Fine." I pushed Mom down the stairs. I ended it. Lydia's heart stopped. "But it was your idea, remember? You said if she died, we'd finally be free." The mirror behind them shimmered and reflected both girls as children, whispering in the dark, holding hands at the top of the staircase. "No," Lydia whispered. "I never. You've buried more than you remember." The orchid petals began to open, revealing a yawning black mouth at its center. Whispered voices spilled out. Lydia turned to run, but every door was gone. Only mirrors. And in every one, a version of herself stared back, some crying, some laughing, one whispering, "It's your turn to feed it." 6. Epilogue. When the realtor came to appraise the Orchid House a month later, it was abandoned. No sign of Emily, only a cracked mirror in the upstairs room and a fresh orchid blooming in the center. Visitors say if you stand in front of that mirror long enough, you'll hear your own voice confessing things you never told anyone, things you thought were buried, but the house remembers, and it feeds on the truth. If you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.